Someone was raising hand. कोई किसी को कोई पूछना है सवाल? Any questions here? If no, then we can get started. Okay. So nothing as of now. Right. Back to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kazim. Thanks, everyone. Kazim, can you please turn on the presentation?
All right. I'm so sorry. I was not sharing my screen. I thought I was sharing. मैं सोच रहा था कि screen shared है, but अच्छा मैंने drop करके join किया था ना, ठीक है. तो I hope it is visible for everyone.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. तो इमरान भाई और मुश्ताक भाई, I think just a background for you. We have maximum of students here, like around 70% of students. And then here and there we have some experienced folks on the meeting. So yeah, most of them are fresher for now. I can yeah, that's what I see.
Okay, without wasting the time between you, start the presentation. Okay, so good evening everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Myself, Mushtaba Haider. I have almost 14 plus year of experience on different technologies and roles. And talking about my education, I have completed MCA from Osmania University. And after that, I got an opportunity and I have joined Focus Softnet as a junior developer. And it's a big opportunity for me to start working with the pioneer of the technologies. There I have worked almost 5+ years with the Focus Softnet. Joined as a junior developer, and when I left the organization, I was almost a technology lead there. And after Focus Softnet, I got Alhamdulillah, I have worked with top 10 of the Fortune 10 organizations, and presently I'm working with the banking sector of US as a vice president in the software engineering and providing a solution to my organization as in the different technologies and project. So today we are going to cover the software development. Basically, in our real life, we are surrounded by the software everywhere. The Zoom which you are using is a software. The laptop, the mobile application, or whatever it's on us, right? That is a software. So we'd like to cover and give the real-time example and relate what we are seeing and how you can proceed further into this career path. So what is the software development? Okay, so software development is nothing but it's a process of researching, designing, implementing, testing, and maintaining the software program. So how you will do this? I'll come back to the Urdu language or Hindi. आप लोग कभी ये सोचते हैं कि आप लोग जैसा कि आप Zoom यूज कर रहे हैं, Zoom पर कितने लोग ऑनलाइन हैं, how you are going to know that? And at the same time, people are raising the hand, how you'll know that, how you are getting that notification. People are sending you the message, you are using the WhatsApp application, how the document or the image is getting transferred between the sender and the recipient. So all those things, whatever we are using around us, right, that is nothing but a software. Okay, so software development, as a description itself mentioned, that it's a maintaining of the application source code in the broader sense to complete a desired software. So this is all a software development, and we are going to cover the different part of the software development. So Kazim, can you move to the next slide? Okay, so the software development has a different life cycle. So in the software development, we have the different phases where we have the requirement gathering. So requirement gathering is the phase where we'll get the requirement from the user or client. Okay, and then we have the design phase. In the design phase, we'll convert that requirement into the design and we'll do the prototyping, and we'll get back to the client and share that, okay, this is what we understood from you. And then we'll, after the confirmation from the client, we'll go with the development. So once we are there in the development, we need to make sure that the application is not getting crashed in the in the production, or production means if, for example, all of a sudden, if your mobile got crashed, or the Zoom, the meeting which we are working using now, right, it got crashed. So how it will the impact on the product? So certainly the testing phase will do that. And next phase is the evolution phase or the maintenance phase. In the maintenance phase, once the application there is in the production, we are going to support the application. At the same time, we need to make sure that we are providing the best in the market while providing the latest features. Okay, this is all we call it as a software development life cycle. Kazim, next slide. Okay, so if you are planning to become a software developer, right, so you should have the knowledge about proper life cycle of the software, from requirement analysis to maintenance of the product. Okay, so now if you see on this slide, right, we have mentioned like why software development. Okay, so it's like to promote your business, improving sales and services, direct communication, increase customer engagement, increasing the flexibility and the quality of business, like promoting the business. Why? To know their opinion of the users. Then improvement sales and service for the brand awareness. We have the direct communication now. Everyone is using the mobiles, everyone is using the WhatsApp, everyone is using the YouTube, everyone is using the Google. So it's nothing but the online marketing. Then we have the on the go marketing. Marketing is nothing but there are different ways of marketing. Either it's a media, electronic media, or is a published media. Correct. So now the electronic media is cheaper than the public printed media. So everyone is going with the electronic media. So if you see, right, all of these things are required. Why the software development is exist. Okay. Kazim, can you go to the next slide? Okay, so if you see, right, so we'd like to cover on high level, like what are the skills you're required for to become a software developer. If you are a fresher or experienced, if you want to switch the career between testing to developer or any other of your domain to development. So we are going to cover and give a high level understanding. So if you see on the screen, right, we would like to understand from the participants, what are your understanding of these concepts? How familiar are you with the OOPS concepts, data structures, algorithm, any of the programming language, either it's Java, Python, C#, JavaScript, or SQL? You have a multiple selection option. So please cast your vote.
राइट तो यहाँ पे आपको जो है मल्टीपल ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट करने का भी ऑप्शन है, लाइक अगर आपको 2 से ज्यादा या एक टेक्नोलॉजी आती है तो आप वो भी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, या अगर पूरे आते हैं तो पूरे भी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं.
Okay, so okay, so the essential skills to become a software developer is a technical skills and the soft skills. Okay, then if you see on the screen, we are talking about the minimum requirement technical skills. Correct. If you're going to any organization, correct, these are the minimum technical skills you require. So it's not about the only fresher, it's about the freshers as well as the experienced person. So you will get judged based on these skills. And if you are going to target big tycoons, technical tycoons, like it's Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, right, or any software organization, right, the primary focus of that organization is whether you know these concepts or not. If you know this concept, right, then the programming language or writing the code is certainly a simple thing. So first you need to understand what is the OOPS concept. You need to understand the data structures, how you are convert the data structures into the algorithm. And the next important thing is the problem solving in the logical thinking, how you are confident and how you are resolving the problem. So for example, you get a problem like you need to calculate two numbers, correct? You do this on the pen and paper, right? A plus B, you will do this, correct? Whatever the number. So this is the problem solving skills. In the real time, this is the basic thing, right? In the real time, you will get the different type of problems. The example which I gave is a mathematical problem. Similarly, you will get a lot of problems. So how you are converting that problem, how you are resolving that problem, this is the very important skills. And how you are thinking. Your thinking is very important. If you're going to attend any interview, if you will get judged based on the problem skills and the problem solving skills and the logical thinking. And if you're writing any code, if you're writing any script, right, this is the primary part of your script, that how you're solving the problem, what is your logical thinking. And the basic and the things which it's trending in the market, right? So it's a Java, Python, C#.NET, JavaScript, or the SQL. So out of this, whatever we have, either it's a Java, Python, or C#. If you are fresher, okay, learn Java, Python, C#, JavaScript, right? The all four comes in one side and the SQL at another side. So if you want to go to the software development, you must learn any of this technology, any of this programming language. Okay. So Kazim, can you move to the next? Okay. So as we have divided this into the two parts, first is the technical skills and another one is the soft skill. So soft skills is like we have the excellent organization and time management skills. Okay, so when we are talking about the time management, right, time management skills are important because they help you structure your work in a way that that allows you to accomplish goals. Okay, Imam Ali alayhi salam says, assign every matter its proper place and do every job at the appropriate time. Okay, and then we talking about the accuracy and the attention to details. So this is skill sales very much required to show how attentive you are while understanding and interpreting the requirement into your software. While you're getting the requirement from if you are a junior developer, you'll get the requirement from a lead. If you are a lead, you will get the requirement from a product owner, right? If you are the product owner, you will get the requirement from an external client, right? How you are converting that requirement into the actual software, right? This is how the attention and the accuracy. And next comes the teamwork. Teamwork is the very important part, right? So it's how collaborative you are while working with the different people, genders, etc. And understand this is a teamwork, right? And the understanding of the latest trend, right? Latest trend is like we usually see the Google, right? We usually see the Facebook, WhatsApp, everything, right? How much you are focused on learning that what is going in the market, and how what is your zeal to understand and learn that, okay, this is the trending technology. For example, if I ask, right, what is the trending web technology now, right? How much of you are aware that, okay, which is the trending web technology? And if someone asks, right, what is the progress of the software development, and how we can progress, right? So we should learn and we should go through the blogs and understand what is trending, and you should be in a mode to, and you should be learn what is trending. And like what Steve Jobs says, like, stay hungry, stay foolish, right? That means that stay hungry means never be satisfied, and stay foolish means always push yourself to the next level, so that you must learn what is there and what is trending. Can we move to the next?
Okay, किसी को कोई सवाल है? I think हम fairly जो है slow जा रहे हैं, but किसी कोई सवाल है? या I mean, I think English में ही most of the time जो है session is going on. So if everyone is comfortable या किसी को उर्दू पे switch करवाना है तो please raise your hand. I just want to confirm from audience के किसी को उर्दू में switch करवाना है. Everyone is fine with English. अगर कोई है तो प्लीज हैंड रेस करिए, उर्दू में अगर करवाना है तो किसी को सेशन. ओके, दैट्स फाइन, राइट.
ओके, नहीं, ऐसा शर्मिंदगी महसूस मत कीजिए. सो इट्स देयर इज नथिंग लाइक दैट, राइट? सो मैं भी आप लोग के तरह ही फ्रेशर से स्टार्ट किया हूं, so there is nothing shame in that.
So I think there is one hand, so we can I think most of them are freshers, Mustafa bhai, so we can you know हम उर्दू थोड़ा कन्वर्ट उर्दू में बात करके थोड़ा, यानी कि क्योंकि ये दिस आर मोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स, राइट? तो अगर आप थोड़ा उसको जो है स्लोली समझाएंगे तो आई थिंक इट वुड बी हेल्पफुल.
ठीक. ओके आप लोग जो स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं, राइट? सो दिस, ओके, इफ यू सी ऑन दिस स्क्रीन, राइट, यहाँ पर क्लाइंट सर्वर और रिक्वेस्ट रेस्पॉन्स साइकिल वी हैव शोन। जैसा कि आप लोग जानते हैं कि आप लोग मोबाइल यूज करते हैं, करेक्ट? आप लोग मोबाइल यूज करते हैं और आपके पास आप लोग मोबाइल पे फॉर एग्जांपल आप लोग पेमेंट करते हैं, गूगल पे यूज करो या कुछ अलग पेमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म, पेटीएम या कुछ भी प्लेटफॉर्म यूज करो, आप लोग के पास यूआई का एप्लीकेशन रहता है, वो आपके मोबाइल पर इंस्टॉल्ड रहता है। फिर आप एक रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, जैसा पेमेंट ट्रांसफर, या फिर आप व्हाट्सएप का ही एग्जांपल ले लीजिए कि व्हाट्सएप का आपके पास यूआई रहता है मोबाइल पर। जब आप मैसेज टाइप करते हैं, आप एक सेंडर को या रेसिपिएंट को सेलेक्ट करते हैं, जब आप मैसेज सेलेक्ट करके सेंड करते हैं तो वो मैसेज आपके रेसिपिएंट तक पहुंच जाता है। ये जो मैसेज आपका, आप तो स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं और मैसेज सेंड हो जा रहा है, करेक्ट? इसके जो बीच में दरमियान में जो डिफरेंट स्टेजेस है, राइट, यू पीपल आर नॉट अवेयर, राइट? सो उसके लिए सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट में हम कहते हैं कि वी हैव ए फ्रंट एंड client is nothing but our mobile application, either it's a browser application, okay? Then we have the middle tier जिसे हम कहते हैं कि API, जो API जो एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्रामिंग इंटरफेस कहते हैं। फिर हमारे पास रहता है कि एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्रामिंग इंटरफेस पर ही इंटरनल एक लेयर रहती है कि जो बिजनेस लॉजिक डिफाइन करती है कि क्या करना है। उसके बाद की जो लेयर है, हम उसे कहते हैं स्टोरेज लेयर, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ए बैकएंड लेयर और द डेटाबेस। जैसा कि हमारे पास हमारे मोबाइल में एक मेमोरी कार्ड रहता है, करेक्ट? वो भी एक मेमोरी कार्ड इज आल्सो स्टोरेज, राइट? जैसा आपके लैपटॉप पे एक हार्ड डिस्क रहती है, दैट इज आल्सो स्टोरेज। जैसा डेटा सेव होने के मल्टीपल तरीके हैं, एक है कि सीक्वल में होता है और एक नॉन नॉन सीक्वल, ओके? नॉन सीक्वल फ्लैट फाइल स्ट्रक्चर में सेव होता है, करेक्ट, जैसा आपके मोबाइल में होता है। सिमिलरली जैसा प्रोग्रामिंग में हम जैसा कि हाई लेवल पर जा रहे हैं तो हम सिर्फ सीक्वल पे बात करेंगे, नो सीक्वल पे नहीं। पर we just wanted to give you a heads up that what are the things required and how the communications happen from the front end to the back end, and what are the different tiers or the layers involved in this client server or request response cycles. अगर किसी को भी यहाँ पर ये स्क्रीन पर कुछ डाउट है तो बिफोर आई मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड, प्लीज रेज योर हैंड।
मुश्तबा भाई, ये फ्रंट एंड और बैक एंड के बीच में भी एक रहती शायद ना, मिडिलवेयर, क्या 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 रहता है वो? आप
मिडिल
उसके
टियर
ऊपर भी
बोलते हैं, मिडिल
उस
टियर।
पे भी डिस्कशन आगे करेंगे क्या आप लोग? नहीं,
जी हाँ,
सिर्फ फ्रंट एंड बैक। अच्छा।
नहीं जी
हाँ।
हाँ, अली अली भाई, अगर आप ये देखें, राइट, फ्रंट एंड वी हैव कन्वर्टेड इट टू द क्लाइंट एंड वेब ब्राउजर, राइट?
जी
ये
जी
आप जो वेब सर्वर देख रहे हैं, राइट,
जी।
वेब सर्वर पर ही आपका जो एपीआई रहेगा, राइट, मिडिल टियर, वो वहां पर इंस्टॉल रहेगा।
अच्छा
जी
अच्छा,
हाँ,
थैंक
जैसा
यू।
अगर आप इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनी क्लाउड प्लेटफॉर्म, राइट, in the cloud platform, the application, the UI application is, there is a browser, right, that would be developed deployed on, there's a IIS server or Tomcat server, correct? And its API, either it's a Java Spring Boot framework or it's a .NET API or the Python APIs, right, that will be installed on the web server. So the backend comprises of all those things. So in the coming slides, right, we have some elaborations on that.
अच्छा
Okay.
अच्छा, ओके, शुक्रिया भाई।
ओके।
कोई बात नहीं। ओके, सो कमिंग टू द फ्रंट एंड पे अगर आप देखें, राइट, तो फ्रंट एंड पे डिफरेंट इंटरफेसेस रहते हैं। जैसा कि आप अगर डेस्कटॉप एप्लीकेशन या डेस्कटॉप पे लॉगिन किया विंडोज के प्लेटफॉर्म पर और द मैक और दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म पर, राइट, आपका एमएस वर्ड है, राइट, दैट इज अ डेस्कटॉप एप्लीकेशन। आपका फोटोशॉप है या क्रोम ब्राउजर है और एनीथिंग whatever you are using on the desktop, right, वो है आपका डेस्कटॉप एप्लीकेशन। Web applications are nothing but google.com, facebook.com, anything which you are opening in the browser, right, that is a web application. मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन का जो फ्रंट एंड रहता है, जैसा कि आप लोग तो रेगुलर यूज करते हैं, या जैसा कि जूम एप्लीकेशन जो आपके मोबाइल पे इंस्टॉल है, करेक्ट, या जूम है या यूट्यूब है या व्हाट्सएप है, राइट, उसका जो फ्रंट एंड जो है वो आपके मोबाइल पे इंस्टॉल। और एक फ्रंट एंड में आता है कि गेमिंग। जैसा कि कुछ लोग गेमिंग में भी इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं, कि इसीलिए हम लोग गेमिंग का भी एक ऑप्शन रखे हैं। ये जैसा कि आप लोग कोई कुछ लोग अगर इंटरेस्ट है कि गेम डेवलपमेंट में, राइट, सो हर एक चीज के लिए फ्रंट एंड रहता है, मिडिल टियर रहता है और बैक एंड रहता है। तो फ्रंट एंड में इतने सारी चीजें रहती है. अगर हम डेस्कटॉप के ऊपर अगर फोकस किए, राइट, कादम, कैन यू गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड?
So, Imran bhai, Mustafa bhai, there is a question there from I think Ashif Hussain, and also someone is raising hand. कोई वहाँ पे हाथ भी raise कर रहा है. I think Sakhlen bhai, I'll give you. Can you please raise your hand again? So there was Sakhlen Abbas was raising hands. Sakhlen bhai, you can unmute. Yeah, you can ask. आप पूछिए आपका सवाल क्या है, please.
So any tips for logic building? As I have experience in core Java and I have learned advanced Java, where I have learned JDBC and servlet. But right now I am little bit weak in logic building. Just like I'm weaker in data structure and algorithm. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not able to build logic easily. How can I make my logic building easily?
Okay, thanks for your question. So we have this curriculum or the material which you are actually looking for, and we have the document as well, and the website links and the YouTube videos and the other websites videos available. So if you connect with CG Group right after this call on the WhatsApp, right, we definitely share you those links. Is that answer your question?
So Sakhlen bhai, basically that's a skill जो आपको acquire करने हैं, और acquire करने के लिए you can use videos or tutorials and go through that. Okay, अगर और कुछ question है तो you can paste in or put in the chat window. Okay, I think Mustafa bhai, you have done this right? Front
Yeah,
end.
yeah. Please go to the next slide. या तो फ्रंट एंड पर ही हमारे पास डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजीज रहते हैं. जैसे कि अगर आप कुछ विंडोज प्लेटफॉर्म के लिए बना रहे हैं तो WPF इज द प्लेटफॉर्म, and the language is a C#. C# is a .NET framework language, and the next is the यूनिवर्सल WPF प्लेटफॉर्म. ये भी लैंग्वेज इसकी C# पर है और ये यूनिवर्सल प्लेटफॉर्म है. जैसा कि आप एक दफा एप्लीकेशन बना दिए, आप सेम एप्लीकेशन विंडोज डेस्कटॉप पे इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं, लिनक्स पे कर सकते हैं, मैक पे कर सकते हैं. फिर है कि विंडोज फॉर्म एप्लीकेशंस, ये थोड़ा क्लासिक टेक्नोलॉजी है, अभी तो बहुत कम ही यूज हो रहा है, पर जो एप्लीकेशंस व्हाट एवर द एप्लीकेशंस आर देयर अवेलेबल, राइट. सो इफ यू गॉट ए अपॉर्चुनिटी टू वर्क ऑन दैट, राइट, सो दिस इज द विंडोज फॉर्म एप्लीकेशन. ये भी C# और VB.NET पर ही है. ओके, ये इसका भी प्लेटफॉर्म विंडोज है. और नेक्स्ट है कि स्विंग और जावा FX, राइट. अगर किसी को जावा के पे काबिलियत है, right, so if he has a good technical skills on Java, then if you wanted to create a desktop application, you will go with the Swing or Java FX. If someone wanted to develop the application with the Python as a programming language, they will go with the Kiwi. Or Electron.js, I'll suggest if someone is looking for learning a new thing, right, I'll suggest go with the Electron.js because it's a cross-platform technology that once you develop an application, develop one, run anywhere. This is the technology. It's based on the React. You will get familiar with the React front end as well as the React for native React that uses the Electron.js and very good platform. अब फिर आगे आता है कि Cocoa is a framework for Objective-C और Swift जो हम Macintosh के लिए बनाते हैं. कदम, next slide. ये स्लाइड पर हम वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द वेब डेवलपमेंट. अगर आप वेब डेवलपमेंट अगर देखें, राइट, सो वेब डेवलपमेंट और फ्रंट एंड डेवलपमेंट में, करेक्ट, ये मल्टीपल एरिया है. अगर आप देखें तो फर्स्ट वी हैव द ग्राफिक डिजाइन, राइट, उसके बाद आता है कि वेब डिजाइन, उसके बाद आता है डेवलपमेंट टूल्स, करेक्ट. ग्राफिक डिजाइन इसलिए इंपॉर्टेंट है कि अगर आप रिक्वायरमेंट लिए क्लाइंट के पास से, यू शुड कन्वर्ट दैट रिक्वायरमेंट इनटू द वायरफ्रेम्स और द स्केच, और we usually called as the user interface or UX. UX is nothing but the user experience. User experience or UX is highly in demand skills. How you are converting the requirement or understanding the client requirement and converting that. ठीक है. तो अगर आप ये देखें, राइट, UI UX और वायरफ्रेम, फोटोशॉप, ये अगर ग्राफिक डिजाइन में ये comprises of all pattern है कि अगर आप ये वेब डेवलपमेंट में चाह रहे हैं तो इसकी बेसिक नॉलेज. मगर अगर आपको फोकस करना है, इफ यू नीड, राइट, देन वेब डिजाइनिंग, इफ यू सी द पॉइंट ऑफ द वेब डिजाइन, वी हैव द HTML5. you should be very much expert in HTML5, CSS. CSS is a 3.5. Okay, Bootstrap is another framework from the UI CSS 3 only. Then you need to come back to the bottom where we have the development tool. In the development tool, if you see, there are the two important framework which we have mentioned here. We have the Material JS, and the Angular JS is the most important framework in the market, and that is trending because all applications, the Google, whatever you are seeing, right, that is developed on the Angular JS. If you go down, right, we have the React. You are using the Facebook, right? So Facebook is developed on the React. Okay. So if someone wanted to move into web development for the UI, I'll say that go learn Angular JS and React. JavaScript, definitely you will get learn. And if you see for this framework, go with the Angular framework, and the technology as a React JS. Okay. So can you please? Okay. If you see here, right, can you please go back to the previous slide, Kazim? There is one question I have seen. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, go ahead. I'll just explain you. Someone asked that what is the framework that they wanted to develop something on the from the Python, right? Python, I'll suggest Python development usually happens as a API. Whereas if you wanted to create a UI and title it, you will get into the tightly coupled framework. So you have the Flask and the Django is the two framework, is a familiar, means very much famous framework of the Python. I don't suggest you guys to go to that way, but if you are developing some data science application and you wanted to create some APIs, go with the Flask or Django. Whereas if you wanted to develop some UI, I'll suggest go with the React, create your Python API and integrate it. That is the best solution. Okay. For the mobile development, we have the different framework. If you wanted to create a application on the Android, you will go with the Data as a language and the Google SDK. And if you wanted to create a mobile development framework for across all platforms, HTML as a language, HTML and React. And if you wanted to create something for the Microsoft platform and deploy anything, if you're good with the C#, go with the Xamarin. Again, if there is a Java framework, like most of us using the Android phone, and the Android phone, we will see the applications, right? Most of them are developed on the mobile Angular UI framework, and the Apple, 80 to 90% of the Apple applications are developed on the language as a Swift, and the framework is the Cocoa. As the platform as Apple, the application of Apple will not get installed on another application. It's totally targeted for the Macintosh OS. Okay, Kazim, next slide. Okay, so if someone is looking for the game development, right? So they need to be very much perfect in the basics in sense. You need to be perfect in the data structures, memory management, OOPS concepts, programming language, problem skills, problem resolution skills, right? And then this language, all languages are supporting. If you see C++, C#, Java, if you're creating some direct on-client application, right, then you will go with the Java and HTML. Like if you wanted to develop a game for mobile browser or the direct mobile browser, the JavaScript or the HTML is the one. And if you are creating an application for backend application which runs on the desktop applications, like the desktop technologies which I have covered before, you will go with the C#, C++, or Java. Kazim, can you please go ahead? Okay. So I'll come to this point, like backend development. Before that, Kazim, can I take 2 minutes for if there are any questions?
Yeah, there are actually a lot of questions, Mustafa bhai. I think we should take some. So I'll read out for you. Okay, आपको आसानी होगी. Sir, Spring or Hibernate outdated है Java web development के लिए? There is a question on that.
No, Spring Boot framework is the best framework. As of now, all of the developments are happening on the Spring Boot framework only.
How is Python for web designing?
Yeah, that I have already answered.
Okay. Sir, how advanced Java is different from core Java in terms of application and functionality?
Okay, so if you wanted to learn something like it's like core Java is you need to be go with the step by step. You need to learn the core Java, then you go with the advanced Java. Advanced Java or the Spring Boot framework is the one. Once you are coming to the actual world, right? Definitely you need to work on the latest trending technology. So you need to have the core Java is nothing but the you are having the data structures or oops concepts good, right? Then you need to learn the technology in sense how your Java application is deploying, how your Java application is communicating with the other applications. Giving a stance like if you wanted to consume any API of for example CRM or any external, right? Then you need to go with the APIs. There it comes.
Okay, I think last question, which one is better between Angular and React?
It's like it's a good question. So usually people ask this question, Angular or React. Both are almost similar and almost different as well, I can say, because Angular is a framework, whereas React is a technology. Framework means when you are working with the Angular, right, it will provide you end-to-end support from the a development where it works on the MVVM design pattern that called as a model view controller design pattern, where it has all those things in place. Whereas if you're going with the React, right, it's totally about the view of your application. So as we have seen the front end, right, front end will have again different models. If you go with the design pattern with the MVVM, so React is totally about the view. Then again, you need to have a framework in the React externally that you need to consume. So people who are very much familiar with the JavaScript go with the React, because React syntaxes and JavaScript syntaxes are similar. Then people who are familiar or want to learn with the TypeScript, because TypeScript is a totally OOPS oriented language that is quite similar with the C# and the Java. So people go with the TypeScript. So it's like depending on the, if you go right, I'll suggest go with both, learn and the difference and do some POCs on these both projects. And next thing is it's depending on the organization. Some organization is totally going with the Angular, some organizations is totally going with the React.
Okay.
Okay.
In interest of time, we can proceed and
Sure.
questions हो गए. I think questions नहीं है अभी. So
Sure.
thank you so much, audience. Keep asking questions. Really
Sure.
interesting questions.
Okay, so the next part is the backend development. If you see the first slide which we have covered, right, the tiers, right, 3 tiers which we have, the front end tiers and the backend tiers. In the backend tiers, right, so we have multiple things. It's not a single thing. So if you are you're going with the backend developer, you need to learn the servers, you need to learn the database, you need to learn the programming language, any programming language, and the API. APIs are nothing but how the REST services you are writing, correct? And the programming language, what we have covered earlier, right? The programming language where we have there is a C#, Java, Python, right? Any programming language. Database is definitely required. You need to know the database when you're writing any programming, because when you're going with any organization, right, the expectation is you must know the database. Okay. Okay. So here, if you see, right, the API development or the programming, right? So we have the different API programming languages. We have the Java, that is the Spring Boot framework. We have the C# with the ASP.NET Core. Okay, then we have the Python for like I have told earlier, right? So if someone wanted to go with the Python, Flask and Django will come with the UX as well, where you can create a U, but it is not at all not suggestible solution, because people who wanted to write the backend code, it will go with the Python, whereas UI it's totally HTML or JavaScript based framework, that is either it's a React or Angular, as both are the JavaScript framework. Then we have the PHP, and some people are using Node as well for the APIs. And the Golang is the new trending technology from the Google, as it's a platform independent technology. Most people are preferring Golang as well, but however, I never come across that type of any project. I never worked on that. Okay, so there is one important point in the API development. Okay, So I just wanted to cover that. So the middleware, right? So what is a middleware? So it's a software that bridge the gap between the UI and the backend, or from the one application to another. Like if you are connecting from one application to another, like your API is going external and getting the data from the payment gateway or any external thing. जैसा कि मैं बताता हूँ कि आप लोग गूगल पे यूज करते हैं, करेक्ट? जब आप आपका अकाउंट नंबर देते हैं, बैंक का एप्लीकेशन यूज करते हैं, आपका बैंक अलग है, ये बैंक अलग है, ये दोनों बैंक्स के कैसा इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि आपके पास बैलेंस है या नहीं है, राइट? जब आपका बैलेंस है वहां से इधर आ गया आपके पास, तो वहां से बैलेंस डिडक्ट हो जाता है। ये सब होता है कि एपीआई के थ्रू होता है। और एपीआई में जैसा कि एपीआई टू एपीआई कम्युनिकेशन रहता है, एपीआई टू यूआई कम्युनिकेशन रहता है, एपीआई टू डीबी कम्युनिकेशन रहता है। तो ये सब चीज आपके एपीआई डेवलपमेंट में आते हैं। और यहाँ पर एपीआई डेवलपमेंट में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है कि रेस्ट एपीआई, जो एक्सपीरियंस लोग हैं वो जानते हैं, जो फ्रेशर्स है वो लोग के लिए बताता हूँ कि रेस्ट एपीआई इसलिए है कि रेस्ट एपीआई कहते हैं कि रिप्रेजेंटेशनल स्टेट ट्रांसफर। रेस्ट इसलिए है कि इट्स अ लाइट वेट प्लेटफॉर्म और लाइट वेट प्रोटोकॉल दैट विल ट्रांसफर द डेटा फ्रॉम द यूआई टू द बैकएंड, राइट? और ये जो वेब सर्विस है ये इजीली भी मेंटेनेबल है और स्केलेबल है। और ये मोस्टली HTTP पे काम करती है, हाइपरटेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल, और HTTPS हाइपरटेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल विद सिक्योरिटी, जो हम लोग रेगुलर यूज करते हैं, हम जानते नहीं है कि वो है, पर ये है। और रेस्ट एपीआई इसलिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप अगर एक एप्लीकेशन बनाए, जैसा कुछ भी लैंग्वेज पर बनाए, जैसे जावा हो, C#, पाइथन, एनी लैंग्वेज, जब आपको यूआई से कनेक्ट करना है, राइट, तो आपको कम्युनिकेशन कैसा होगा, उसी के लिए रहता है कि एपीआई डेवलपमेंट, जिसमें आप प्रोग्रामिंग करते हैं और आपके यूआई से कनेक्ट करते हैं। ठीक है? सो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज द डेटाबेस डेवलपमेंट। ओके, अगर आप यहाँ पर देखें, राइट, डेटाबेस डेवलपमेंट में एक रहता है कि सीक्वल डेवलपमेंट और एक रहता है नॉन सीक्वल में भी इसमें कवर नहीं किया, जैसा कि मोंगोडीबी, कॉस्मोडीबी रहता है, जो फ्लैट फाइल सेविंग रहती है। मगर आप अगर कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आज के टाइम पर गए, राइट, सो दे विल लुक फॉर योर सीक्वल स्किल्स एंड इट मस्ट फॉर एवरीवन, क्योंकि क्लास सीक्वल इज ए क्लासिक, okay, and it's been around for 30 years. There is very few changes with the technology, if you see, and I'm saying for the next 30 years it would remain same, okay? And it's a expectation from a programmer when you're going for an interview, while you're working with the organization, that he's familiar with the essential concept like normalization, table design, along with SQL, okay? And I'm saying that it's a very critical point. You should be familiar with the database. You should know how to insert, delete, update, and create the table and SQL queries in all MS SQL, MySQL, Oracle. If you learn the SQL, right, you know, there is only the SQL syntaxes difference between these different languages. However, everything remains same. Okay, Kazim, in the constraint of the time, can you move to the next? Okay, so now coming to the full stack developer. If you see the full stack developer, right, so अभी हम ना पहले कवर कर लिए कि एक रहता है कि बंदा जो फ्रंट एंड डेवलपर रहता है, और एक बंदा है कि डेटाबेस डेवलपर, एक बंदा है बैकएंड और एपीआई डेवलपर है, और कोई है कि मोबाइल डेवलपर है, करेक्ट? जो फुल स्टैक डेवलपर रहता है, राइट, उन्हें ये सब मिलके रहता है कि जैसा एक रिक्वायरमेंट आती है, राइट, कि एक क्लाइंट के पास से रिक्वायरमेंट आई कि मुझे ये बनाना है, तो ये जो फुल स्टैक डेवलपर रहता है, राइट, उसकी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी रहती है कि ठीक है, मैं ऐसा एपीआई बनाऊंगा कि मेरा एपीआई शुड वर्क अक्रॉस, जैसा कि यूआई पे भी चले, जैसा, और बाहर के एपीआई टू एपीआई कम्युनिकेशन पे चले, मोबाइल पर चले, ब्राउजर पे चले, राइट? ओके, सो फुल स्टैक डेवलपर को चाहिए कि ये सारे के सारे टेक्नोलॉजीज पे उसको he should have the skills on this, okay? So the full stack developer, right, so is an engineer, I can say, who can handle all the work of databases, server, system engineering, and clients. And depending on the project, what customer need, maybe a mobile application or a web stack or a native application stack, he should be aware of that, okay? So in fact, right, so this is referred to the collection of series of technologies need to be complete a project, okay? So अगर हम किसी को बताएं कि okay, all of a sudden he need to become a full stack developer, it will not happen. As a fresher or a experience, you will learn. It's again depend on your how you will get the opportunities to work. People will get opportunities. Okay, जैसा कि फ्रंट एंड पे काम करने मिला है, फिर बैक एंड पे मिला है, फिर एपीआई पे मिला है, फिर मोबाइल डेवलपमेंट में मिला है, राइट? सो बेस्ड ऑन हिज एक्सपीरियंस आफ्टर 4 to 5 years he can say himself as a full stack developer कि मैंने ये एरिया पे काम किया है. Okay, this is all a full stack developer. Any questions on the full stack developer before I hand over this to Kazim?
तो एक्चुअली एक क्वेश्चन था जो मैंने आंसर किया है, आप उसको देख लीजिए कि एक बंदे ने पूछा कि मैकेनिकल से अगर आईटी में स्विच हो रहे हैं और फुल स्टैक जावा डेवलपर बनना है तो कैसा बेसिकली आना है. तो मैंने बोला कि जावा कोर, जावा एडवांस विद ऊप्स कॉन्सेप्ट सीखने के बाद when he gets the grip he can move slowly towards full stack developer, full stack developer. Is that
Correct.
right?
हाँ, करेक्ट. जैसा काजिम मैंने अभी बताया है कि ऑडियंस के लिए भी फुल स्टैक डेवलपर का मतलब ये है कि आप जावा में बना रहे हैं, राइट? यू आर गुड विद द एपीआई डेवलपमेंट, करेक्ट. फिर उसके बाद आपको यूआई भी कवर करना है, करेक्ट. जब आपको यूआई डेवलप कवर करना है तो आपको राइट यहाँ पर का जो एरिया है नीचे देखिए, जो फर्स्ट पार्ट आया फ्रंट एंड डेव के नीचे, वहां पर क्या है देखिए, क्या HTML5 है, जावा स्क्रिप्ट है, CSS है, करेक्ट. तो ये बेसिक है. अगर आप देखें राइट तो इट्स फर्स्ट ये आप इजीली यू कैन इजीली लर्न एनीवेयर. अगर हम we will share you the links, right? So W3 schools is there, right? You will easily learn step by steps on how you will go with the front end. जैसा कि आप going with the Java, right? Java हो या कोई भी language हो, right? First learn the concepts. Okay, learn the concepts, learn the algorithm, learn the data structures, learn the OOPS concept, how you are writing the code, right? उसके बाद आप slowly start कीजिए. फिर आपको समझ में आएगा कि माइंड में एक प्रोजेक्ट कॉन्सेप्ट में रखिए. ये जैसा मैं सीखा हूँ, आप लोग के लिए भी एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि इफ यू वांटेड टू लर्न, टेक ए रियल टाइम एग्जांपल. जैसा कि मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि एक बेस्ट एग्जांपल है कि आपको मैं असाइनमेंट देता हूँ कि मुझे 2 महीने का टाइम दो. दिस इज फॉर एवरीवन काजिम ऑन दिस ग्रुप वेयर वी हैव द फ्रेशर्स एज वेल. कि मैं आपको 2 महीने का टाइम देता हूँ कि आपको एक एप्लीकेशन बनाना है, राइट? और एक प्रोटोटाइप जिसमें आप लोग ये चाहिए कि आप एक कॉलेज में गए, आपका कॉलेज में एडमिशन हो रहा है और आपका डिटेल्स सेव हो रहे हैं. ये सिंपल है, राइट? फर्स्ट नेम, लास्ट नेम, आपके सारे डिटेल्स जाए आप इंसर्ट करेंगे, इधर इट्स ए वेब फॉर्म और डेस्कटॉप फॉर्म. यू नीड टू सेव दैट. ओके, it will comprise of all CRUD operation. We'll call as a CRUD operation as create, read, update, delete. उसमें ये CRUD operations रखकर एक सिंपल एप्लीकेशन बनाइए. आप एक टारगेट कीजिए कि मैं ये एप्लीकेशन बनाना सीखना चाह रहा हूँ, ये करना चाह रहा हूँ. एनी टेक्नोलॉजी यू विल चूज. उसके बाद देखिए कि आप कुछ दिन के बाद, राइट, सो यू विल गेट इंटरनल इंकरेजमेंट, राइट? आपको एक उसमें ख्वाहिश बढ़ेगी और आप अपने से जब लर्निंग करना, आप यू शुड बी एबल टू सर्च ऑन द गूगल के आपको नेक्स्ट स्टेप क्या लेना है. गूगल पे हर चीज पड़ी हुई है. जब मैं मेरा कैरियर स्टार्ट किया, राइट, तब तो आप लोग को पता है कि यूट्यूब पे कुछ भी नहीं था, राइट? दूसरी जगह भी कुछ भी नहीं था. पर अभी अगर आप देखेंगे, राइट, आपको यूट्यूब रहो, राइट, यूडीमी रहो, राइट, प्लूरल साइट रहो, हर चीज, राइट, आपको इजीली फ्रीली एक्सेसिबल है. जो कोर्सेस लैक्स में आपको अवेलेबल नहीं थे, राइट, अब आपको वो चीज फ्री में अवेलेबल है. Go and learn and utilize your bandwidth in this area. Don't watch YouTube, don't watch Instagram, right? Utilize your time, utilize your bandwidth, right? I'll say this to everyone, with my cousins, with my friends, everyone, right? Utilize your time to learn. जैसा स्टीव जॉब ने बोला है कि हमेशा हमें भूखे रहना है, राइट? कि जो चीज मिली सीख लेना है, राइट? एट माय लेवल, राइट, आई रेगुलर लर्न, राइट? जैसा कि काजिम ने बताया कि आपका टाइम, राइट, सो व्हेनेवर आई हैव टाइम, राइट, आई नीड टू लर्न to upgrade myself with my experience as well. ठीक है? तो ये माइंडसेट, ये मोटो माइंड में रख लो कि you have to learn everything, right? Not everything, you have to learn. You need to be with the market and एक टारगेट सेट कर लो, एक गोल रख लो कि मुझे ये सीखना है, ये सीखो, ये सीखते हुए आगे बढ़ो. ठीक है? That's it for Kazim from my end.
शुक्रिया, थैंक यू सो मच इमरान भाई. तो few more slides. I think we are end of the session. One important announcement. बिफोर दैट तो यहाँ पे मैंने देखा है लाइक अराउंड 70% फ्रेशर्स है, तो इनके लिए ये दो टेस्ट है, इलिटमस एंड एम कैट करके। तो ये इसके वेबसाइट्स भी है। और यहाँ पे बेसिकली क्या होता है कि आपको कुछ फीस देके, रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस देके इनका एग्जाम लेना होता है। आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर अवेयर, बट जस्ट हेड्स अप अगर किसी को नहीं मालूम है। तो ई लिटमस इज मोर वैल्यूएबल और थोड़ा टफ है, लाइक द लॉजिक, द वर्बल रीजनिंग जो सब देते हैं वहाँ पे थोड़ा टफ है। इट इज एट अ लेवल ऑफ कैट। और एम कैट थोड़ा सिंपल है। तो अगर आप ये दोनों में से कोई चीज प्लान करना चाहते हो, एंड अगर आपके स्किल्स यू डोंट नो कि वेदर इलिटमस करेक्ट है या एम कैट, तो एम कैट से आप पहले जो है स्टार्ट कर सकते हो। देखिए कि एम कैट में क्या स्कोर आया है आपको, एंड इफ यू स्कोर गुड फिर आप इलिटमस के लिए जा सकते हो। ठीक है, तो दोनों में भी आपको कंपनी बेसिकली प्लेसमेंट मिलेगी। फ्रेशर्स को वहां से कंपनीज जो है स्कोर्स देख के दे विल कॉल यू फॉर द इंटरव्यू। ठीक है, तो इट विल गिव यू अ करियर ब्रेक, एंड दिस इज मोस्टली फॉर फ्रेशर्स, कॉलेज पास आउट जिनके पास कैंपस प्लेसमेंट नहीं है। तो अगर किसी के पास कैंपस प्लेसमेंट है तो आई एम नॉट श्योर कि उनको ये लेना चाहिए या नहीं। ले सकते हैं, आई थिंक इट इज अ कॉल फॉर यू। तो आप सोचिए इस बारे में, अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो यू कैन कॉन्टेक्ट अस। ठीक है, एंड द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट अनाउंसमेंट ऑफ द सेशन, तो एक जो है डॉट नेट ट्रेनिंग प्लेसमेंट के साथ इंशाल्लाह जो है हैदराबाद में दी जाएंगी। उसके लिए एक सेशन प्लान्ड है कल 8 बजे। और जहां तक मैं जानता हूँ कुछ पार्टिसिपेंट्स यहाँ पर ज्वाइन किए हैं ऑलरेडी, जिनको उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑलरेडी जिसने किया है। तो और कोई लोग अगर इंटरेस्टेड है तो ये बेसिकली हैदराबाद की लोकेशन के लिए है। जॉब ओरिएंटेड ट्रेनिंग है। यहाँ पे आपको जो है अगेन बहुत ही ये बोलना सही नहीं रहेगा कि आपको ट्रेनिंग के थ्रू ही जाना जरूरी है। तो इंशाल्लाह अगर आप कल ये सेशन ज्वाइन करेंगे तो बिकॉज यहाँ पे ये डिस्कशन थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाएगा, तो इसीलिए हमने इसको ज्यादा डिस्कस नहीं किया है। बट अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड है सिर्फ यस का बटन वहां पे क्लिक कर दीजिए, और हम यहाँ से डिटेल्स लेके आई विल सेंड यू द जूम मीटिंग इनवाइट। तो कल शाम में 8 बजे है सेशन जूम मीटिंग के थ्रू, और अहमद भाई विल आल्सो ज्वाइन दैट मीटिंग इंशाल्लाह। मी, अली एंड अहमद भाई विल बी देयर। और अगर आपको जो भी क्वेश्चंस है, ट्रेनिंग कैसी होगी, ऑनलाइन होगी, ऑफलाइन होगी, रिलोकेशन, जो भी क्वेश्चंस है वी विल ट्राई टू आंसर देयर। प्लीज ज्वाइन देयर, और सबसे पहले तो वोट करिए यस या नो से। ओके, and then the most important part of the session. Now I am giving option for everyone to unmute themselves. या आई थिंक ऐसा करते हैं, आपको अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो हैंड रेस करिए, आई अनम्यूट, बिकॉज एक साथ दो तीन जने बात करेंगे तो विल वेस्ट टाइम। तो किसी को अगर क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज हैंड रेस करिए, वर्चुअल हैंड ऑब्वियसली। और जो है आप मुश्तबा भाई से अगर कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछना चाहते हैं तो यू कैन आस्क। और Mustafa bhai, I think there were one or two more questions there. Yeah. How effective is clean coding with proper solid principle in Java?
How effective?
Is clean coding
Mhm.
with proper solid principles in Java?
Yes. So when you are talking about the object-oriented designs, right, then the solid principles comes into picture. We have the different sort. I didn't focus on that area because we have the participants as a freshers. So we need the solid principles comes into picture with the OOSD. Solid principles are 5 solid principles, like the single object, the single responsibility principle of single responsibility principle, open close principle, and Lisco substitution. So interface segregation. So those are the different things. So I think that those would be too early to explain those. So I'll answer it like whoever is working or developing an application, right? They should create it as a means they should implement the solid principle. Like they will learn Kazem. So it's like in the fresher, right? If OSD is important. Then they will learn how they will implement the solid principles in their code. So definitely that is required. And there are different topics as well. Once they are good with the coding, then the design patterns comes into picture, right?
Exactly.
Then
तो यहाँ पे ना आई थिंक एक चीज Ahmed bhai, I'll give you the option. Yeah. Ahmed bhai, आप please unmute करिए.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum everybody. Kazim, Mushtaba, thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum, Ahmed bhai.
And that was a very fast crash course in software engineering. And if somebody could manage to catch up with all that, a job would be waiting for him immediately after the session. So I would like to introduce myself as somebody who was in your position, absolutely the fresher level, more than about 25 years ago. So I started this company, Focus, in 1991, while I was still in the final year of my engineering. And I started by developing a software, an accounting software, basic bookkeeping software for a company known to myself and my partner. And we developed the software and we sold the software to the first company that had come to us with the requirement, because 25 years ago, 28 years ago, the IT scene was completely is right now, right? Now it is highly matured and very fast moving, the technology front. And whereas 28 years ago, it was just the beginning, just the beginning. So things were much slower then. So available out there. So we had developed this first software and we sold it to the first client for about 5,000 rupees, which was a very big amount then. And we then sold it to the second and the third and the fourth client and kept on improving the software. And right now, Focus is a very well regarded ERP solution for the SMEs with presence throughout India, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, US, and Canada. We have more than about 650 employees working for that company with about 25,000 plus clients using the software. So coming to the topic of the day, software, we have huge requirement for .NET development, basically C. And we have people who have joined us at the very entry level, and we give them the real-time experience, which is so important. And once they are through with the initial training and with the real-time experience, within 2 years, they command a salary of about 45,000 plus easily, without any problem at all. So one thing I want you all to understand is that today's world is all about specialization. It's all about specialization. This you have to understand very, very clearly. It is not about generalization. It's not about somebody being able to do a bit of this and somebody being able to do a bit of that, etc., etc. Specialization. So your entire focus has to be on specializing in something which is going to be able to fetch you a job, and you keep the job and you keep your experience. And as you go along in life, your is going to become more and more better paying, right? But for that, one very important decision you have to take is how much you love what you are planning to do, right? You can't force yourself to do something that you don't like, because it's very important.
Ahmed bhai, you're breaking up. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Ahmed bhai?
You should be able to get a job which is going to give you the experience. Yeah, sorry. Kazim, tell me please.
Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, it was breaking up. Now
Hello.
it's better. Yeah.
Oh, my voice is breaking.
Yeah, it was breaking. So, you were talking about skills and career planning. Yeah.
That in the age group of 18 to 25, your objective should be to settle down in life, to do something which you are going to love doing. This is very, very important, and you have to become a specialist in that. You should not try to become a generalist, because a generalist in today's world has a very, very tough time getting a job and keeping it in the years to come. Specialist, software development is a very, very what you call good choice for all youngsters to make, because um, the kind of demand which exists out there in IT is mind-boggling. So there are huge opportunities in the multinational companies, but they're all looking for experienced software developers. They are not looking for entry-level software developers, especially coming from not so good college background. They are all going to top-notch institutions to get their batch of software developers at the entry level. So my advice to you is, even though if you have engineering colleges, but if you are going to be able to get good exposure and real-time experience in the emerging technologies, and you are having enough talent in you to be doing software development, you can easily be shoulder to shoulder with the looking for a training program of about 2 to 3 months, right? And has done BTech or say MCA, and he is looking for a 2 to 3 months program on C Sharp and MVC. We are planning to conduct this course in Hyderabad basis. And we are guaranteeing jobs to anybody who's going to be able to do well in this program. And the batch size is going to be limited to 30 only to start with. So we are going to evaluate all the applicants in detail and choose the best 30 candidates who are going to apply and conduct this course. And this we are planning to start early from first week of next month. So it's going to be 2 to 3 months program. The curriculum is still to be finalized, but it's already in the making. So we are looking at giving intensive training in C Sharp and MVC, and immediately that will be followed by live projects. So Kazim, I want you to help me with mobilizing the batch strength needed to get started off with this batch. So considering the present COVID situation prevailing, we can do this batch online as well. And if somebody is having computer hardware problem, access to computer problem, etc., he is welcome to access our computer center, come to Hyderabad. And if they are already in Hyderabad, they can use the computer center we already have in Lighthouse.
Exactly. So thank you so much, Ahmed bhai. And then I hope you'll be joining tomorrow's meeting at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Is that right
But
understanding?
I'm
Okay.
looking forward to mobilizing 30 registrations for this batch to get started off. We have a huge requirement, which is going to be every 6 months or so. We need about 30 developers.
Exactly. So guys,
Right.
I mean, where you will find a online session. Sorry, there is a lot of. Just give me a minute. Okay.
Is there a lot of disturbance you are having?
Yeah, some background noise. Just give me a minute. So, guys, where you will find a session? Tell me in the entire world where you attend an online session and immediately you get job offers from the people who own a company. So this is an excellent opportunity, I would say, and really. It's commendable that Ahmed Bhai was here and he shared his perspective and also knowledge about his company. So really thankful to him and look forward for every one of you to vote with yes there, and he's looking for more and more participants and people who can join Focus Softnet. And really it's a good platform. Even Mustafa Bhai started his career from there, and you get to know a lot of people, lot of technology there, and it's an ideal platform, I would suggest, for a fresher. So with that being said, let me just go back to our agenda, our topic. Any questions? I think there was a question, Imran bhai. Hasim bhai, I'll come to you. Just give me a minute. There was a question:
It's
is
MCA,
BCA
right?
better than MCA? So I replied, BSc is better than BCA or MCA. I mean, you can read if there any answer, you can reply on that. Hasim bhai, I'll give you option to unmute. Hasim, it was Hasim Jafri, I think, right? Hasim bhai, आपको
जी
option.
thank you very much, Kazim bhai, and first of all, thank you everybody. Like it's a great opportunity that we are getting from career guidance, and it's really wonderful that we are meeting with such a good people, experts in this field. Basically, what I would like to know is a kind of guidance in setting up a company. So I don't know. This is like maybe a separate one-to-one session or
Yeah,
something.
we can have that offline. You can
Yeah.
just contact us. I've shared my WhatsApp number there, so we can
Okay.
think on those lines. We can have a discussion offline. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Thank you. So you have the
Thank you.
number, right? You can take our WhatsApp number. I pasted in the chat window. So if not,
That
just let me know.
okay. Sure.
Okay.
Kazim,
So
I just wanted to set one context as Ahmed Bhai is providing this much opportunity, right?
yes.
So to all freshers, right? So I have been part of the interview panel to taking the interviews from triple ITs all over India. Uh, so you know, right? The person who is going to the triple IT colleges, right, and they are learning there, right? So and all big tycoons are getting the candidates from their location, right? Those colleges. And the next step is when they are going and placing into the big organizations, right? They are not getting opportunity to learn. Okay, I'm literally saying because, and if
yes.
you people are getting an opportunity, right? And if you are getting placed in focus, I'm saying within 4 to 5 years, right? You will see yourself what are the things you will learn, and you can compare your peers after 5 years. And it's my personal experience. It's not just it's not like just I'm saying this thing, because it's my personal experience after working with uh, I think that masterminds of I can say masterminds of Hyderabad. Like you just join focus, you will learn. There are very brilliant minds of IT. So it's a very great opportunity for everyone. Don't miss this opportunity. ये अगेन ये सिर्फ आप लोग मोमिन है बोलकर यहाँ तक इतना मिल रहा है. आई एम सीइंग देयर आर लॉट ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स आउटसाइड एज ए फ्रेशर, और वो लोग के लिए कुछ भी ऑप्शन नहीं है, और आप लोग ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिस मत कीजिए.
Yeah, exactly. So Aliza, you have a question there.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Yeah.
Thank you for this wonderful session. It was quite informative. Actually, I just had a short doubt regarding the career guidance. I would just like to introduce myself. Actually, I'm just a 12th graduate. I recently passed out my 12th and 2021 batch, and I'm going for my further education. So I'm actually really confused about which career to choose or opt for further. So as you said that BSc or MSc is better than MCA, so does like MCA hold any value in today's world? Like if I go for BCA, MCA, would I at least have like a secure job or something like that? Like what? I'm not really ready for going for opting BE or BTech right now. So I would rather prefer BSc or BCA. So I really wanted to know for software development or software developer, which should be my best choice, whether it should be BSc, MSc, or it should be BCA, MCA, other than BE.
Okay, Kazim, I'll answer this question.
Sure.
So usually, right, there is a filtering in any organization. Okay, they will receive experience or freshers CVs. The first filter is for the MCA or MTech or MCA first, then it will be the BE, BTech. Okay, and later it will come for the BSc or BCA. So if you ask me, if you are having an opportunity to go for the BE or BTech, I'll suggest you to go with the BE or BTech. Other than that, if you wanted to go, right, you will go with the BCA or BSc. But masters, if you are getting opportunity, go for the masters for the BC or BSc. Whereas for the BTech, you will directly placed in if you have the having the BTech. Means I'm talking about the organization's perspective. It's not my personal selection or my personal decision, because this is how the filtering happened at the HR level. Ahmed Bhai is there. He can answer this thing because he knows those things better. The first thing is, if you wanted to apply for the developer job, the first requirement is you should know the basics of the development. This is all organizations looking for. How you will develop this based on your education. Education, either it's a BTech or MCA or BC or BSc. And software BSc, I think we have computer sciences as well now. The computer sciences subjects as well included there.
Right, and then little more, I would like to say that, Aliza, since you have just passed out your 12th standard, right? I mean, having this kind of discussions, it's better to have a personal counseling. I can arrange someone from our group, right? There are a lot many things before you plan something. It's a very critical activity, and I would urge you to take a decision after having a proper career planning. That's the most important part of taking any career option, BCA, BC, BSc, or BTech, to that matter, as per my experience that I have faced with a lot of candidates so far. So Ahmed bhai, you want to add?
Thank you so much.
Right, so there is Ahmed bhai. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say the same, Kazim, that you have mentioned about. So everybody has a different, what you call, inclination, academic inclination, right? So we have to first of all know what is our purpose and what are we likely to be best at. So one of the critical, what you call, aspects of software development is strong logical reasoning. So if you have a good background in maths and you have the ability for logical reasoning, then you should opt for a career in computer programming and software development, etc. Then the sky is the limit, right? So it is definitely offering the highest paying jobs. This career is going to give you that, but you should be prepared to slog like anything for the first couple of years. There is no alternative to slogging. So the first 2 years are going to be really going to require a lot of slogging. But see, you have to decide whether you want to work hard at the beginning of your life or at the end of your life. End of the life, you are going to work hard. It's going to be for survival.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of your life, you work hard. You are going to be thriving throughout your life. Okay. So that's a very critical and important decision you all have to make. But once you are through with the initial slog, then the sky is the limit. And being very good at what you are doing is very important. You have to be the best. You have to be the best. Then nobody can stop you from going up. Nobody can stop you. You will be able to live life on your own terms. So all our career objective should be to be able to live our life on our own terms. It should not be at the beck and call of somebody else. We should be able to decide our future, right? So IT career is, I think, ideally suited for somebody who is having that objective in mind.
Exactly, and do not get very much bothered. I would say we are there. Career guidance is there for you. I would not like to pat my back itself, but this is really a good initiative, and everyone is working towards it. So if you are really confused and you're unsure about which option you would like to explore next, we are there to assist you.
Kazim, how are we going to set up this counseling and interaction, which might be needed in the future with this audience?
So this is in regards to you're saying like engineering field or like career guidance for 10th and intermediate?
Career guidance, counseling, etc. Yeah, because we would like to help them in their decision making, whether it is for IT or not, right? We'll be able to at least help them with the steps or the direction they want to take next in their career.
Yeah, we can discuss that offline, Ahmed bhai. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
fine. So as far as my plan is concerned, or this offer of this training in MVC and C Sharp, okay, I'm looking at a batch of 30 students, 30 who are already well versed in say C++, and they need the basic training to be given in say .NET to get started off. So that is the kind of profile we are looking at. So if you are going to be having that kind of background, you're most welcome to write to us. You can be in touch with us through Kazim and Career Guidance, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, I'm taking leave now, Kazim, and thank you very much for inviting me. And inshallah, we'll stay in touch. Looking forward to hearing from you all. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good office. All right.
Good Hafiz.
एक कोई हैंड रेस किए थे. आई एम सॉरी, अहमद भाई हैंड रेस किए थे एट द सेम टाइम, तो मैंने उनको ऑप्शन दिया. इफ एनीवन एल्स हैव एनी क्वेश्चन ना प्लीज पूछिए. सॉरी, मैं अहमद भाई को ऑप्शन दिया था लास्ट टाइम, बट if anyone has any more questions, we are there. If not, and I would request really guys, please fill this feedback form. Out of 26 participants, I see only 21 have filled. So we have taken a lot of effort to do something for you. We really deserve something. Either it's poor, bad, good, whatever it is, you have to vote there so that we can improve next time. Okay, any more questions? If not, then we may